Hey guys, today I'm going to review and go over with you how to diagram sentences. For a little bit, we've talked about this in class. It's been very simple and we've touched on it, but I wanted to review it with you in this week's video so that you have a better understanding and kind of do some example questions with you to do your review pages, language review pages this week. So to diagram a sentence, what we're going to be looking at are two things. It is going to be the subject and the verb. Okay, so say that with me. Subject, verb. Now, I have taken the time to write up some sample sentences that I'm going to show you guys, and you're going to help me kind of diagram them. Okay, let's look at the first one. Okay, the bird sang and tweeted a song. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to identify your subject. So what is your subject? Yes, correct. The subject is bird. Okay, so we're going to identify that as our subject. Now, the second thing you need to do is you don't forget to identify your verb or your verbs in a sentence. So what are the two verbs or verb in that sentence? Think about it. Correct. They are sang and tweeted. Okay, so now that you have identified both subject and verb in a sentence, now you are ready to diagram. Okay, and I will show you what that looks like in just a second. Moving on to number 2. Sarah taught at Oxford University. Now, what is the first thing we do? Correct. You need to pick out the subject. So go ahead and pick out that subject. Yes, anytime you are using names, that is going to be your first clue that you are using a subject. So Sarah is going to be your subject. Okay? Now go ahead and pick out the verb or verbs in a sentence. Give you guys a second. Okay, so you'll notice that taught. Sarah taught. Okay? Subject, what did she do? She taught at Oxford. So taught is your verb. Then you are ready to diagram. Again, for diagramming this week, I only want you to focus on the subjects and verbs in a sentence, okay? So we are going to flip this over and take a look. Now, obviously when you diagram, your subject will go on your left side, your verb will go on your right. Now, you can have, don't forget, you can have more than one subject and more than one verb in a sentence. Now, for this one, birds is our subject, but we have two verbs, so we need to make our brackets like we learned in class. The two verbs are sang and tweeted. Now, does anyone remember what this word is called? In the middle right here, and. Correct. It is called a conjoining word. Don't forget, when you have two verbs in a sentence, if there is a conjoining word, it goes in the middle of the bracket. So your diagram should look like this. Subject is birds, verbs are sang, tweeted, and your conjoining word is and. So that is what you will diagram on your sheet of notebook paper. Now, you may only have one subject and one verb. For example, Sarah taught at Oxford University. You only have one subject, Sarah, and one verb, which is taught. So what we are going to do is, this is a simple diagram. You will need no brackets. The only time you need brackets is if you have, again, two verbs or two subjects, okay? So your subject is Sarah, your verb is taught. So this is a simple diagram. That is how you would diagram a sentence with a simple subject and a simple verb. Okay, guys? I just wanted to go over that with you because I know we touched on that right before we left. If you have struggles diagramming, please email me. But as far as everything goes, we need to focus on the subjects and the verbs as far as diagramming. So today we learned about subjects and verbs. You will see this on your review. Watch out for compound verbs and compound subjects in those sentences, okay? So what did we learn about? Yes, subjects and verbs and how to diagram those in a sentence, okay? Good luck to you guys. Let me know if you need anything. Have a good week.